First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business financial needs, we're a full-service bank, big enough to handle all your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future. That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter.
Hello everyone and welcome. I'm so glad to be here today in the Padgett Webb American Legion. We renamed this last year, James, so You're the commander here, and we had a big ceremony out here and renamed it last year for two great Americans.
Yes, sir. For Mr. Padgett and Mr. Webb, who World War II were both Purple Heart winners and POWs. We honored their families last year, and a lot of the American Legions now are changing their names to these great heroes. And, it's been a great honor to be a part of that, as I just started off as a commander at the time.
Well, I'm from the old school where I think we ought to take all the politicians' names off all the buildings and put true heroes on them. People that served our country, as we have on our bypass around Dublin and a lot of roads here in town, after people that served in the military, and a lot of them gave the ultimate prize. So you served in the U.S. Army. Tell me about your service.
Well, actually, I'm a dual service member. My active duty time was with the Navy. I did 13 years active duty. I was stationed in Norfolk, my hometown in Fernandina Beach, Florida, at Kings Bay and Mayport, Florida, and back up at Norfolk. I got out in '96 and joined the National Guard unit here in Dublin. In 2005, I went to Iraq, and in 2009, I went to Afghanistan with the unit here, and was retired from the military in 2011.
I've been to quite a few functions out here at the American Legion. You know, it's really like I won't even say a second family. It's really like a big family, isn't it, being a part of the American Legion?
Yes, sir. That's what we call ourselves now, is the American Legion family. We have several groups. We got the American Legion, which is the veterans. We have the Ladies Auxiliary, which is the wives and the daughters of the veterans. The Sons of the Legion, which are, it could be their father or son or grandson of a service member. Also have the American Legion Riders. They're the veterans. They're kind of more visible because of their motorcycles and the leather they wear.
What does someone have to do to be a part of the American Legion?
They have to be have an honorable discharge, be a member of the armed forces during times of conflict, and just come in and pay a dues, and they can be a part of the Legion. And if they're have a family member that was in the service, they can join one of the other groups.
How often y'all meet?
Meet once a month, usually on the second Monday.
And it's great to be in the American Legion anywhere, but especially in a community, I would think, where we have a VA hospital. And we both go out there quite often. I'm in there most weeks. I'm in the VA. And you just, to me, when I walk those halls, you just, you're in such awe at the history and the stories. And some of them will talk to me all day. Some won't talk about it. And I know you run into that same thing. But what do you think about that? Isn't it an honor to be in a community where we have so many veterans?
Yes, it is. The support we get in the community is very good. It just amazes me how Dublin is a very patriotic town, especially with West Lawrence, with their program that they do with their school on the football game, where they honor the veterans. During our parades, we usually get pretty good positioned at the beginning of the parade. Dublin is a very supportive town.
As a veteran and as an American, how does it make you feel when you see on the news, on television, and it seems quite common now, people destroying the American flag?
When it comes to being a veteran, we gave our oath to defend that flag. A lot of friends that we've had have died for that flag. So it's very heart-wrenching to see any kind of disgrace done to our flag, even though we have served for the protesters to have that right to be able to do that.
And when you take that oath, and I've never been in the military, but I actually got to take the oath last week. Our men's group at church, in honor of Veterans Day and month, I invited Johnny Payne to come and speak to my men's group. We had the wives there also, but at the end of his presentation, which was quite an education to hear his presentation, but he had us all stand up and we recited the oath. He made us take the oath of military service, and I'd never heard it till the other night. And as you go through there and you think about those words, especially when you say those words, I can't imagine what a feeling it is knowing that you're really going in. You raise your right hand and you take that oath. As a young man, when you went in service, I know you remember taking that oath. What kind of emotions was running through you?
Pride. That's about the best I can say it, pride.
Now, we've got some ladies here we're going to talk to. We're going to take a commercial break here in just a moment, but we are going to talk to some ladies. We're going to talk about some of the programs for the American Legion we do throughout the year, which y'all stay quite active.
Yes, sir.
And, of course, one of the auxiliaries, we're going to talk about the auxiliary and get some information on that. Is there anything I hadn't touched on you'd like to talk about?
I believe we about covered it.
Okay. Well, you've served in quite a few conflicts and things around the world, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well,
matter of fact, this month, the 13th, I was in the convoy from the unit here that was hit by ID right outside our base in Camp Phoenix in Afghanistan, and we all came out of it.
And that's one thing I do every morning. Of course, I have a heavy prayer life, but I pray for our military every single day, because as you and I sit here right now in the comfort of this building and have the freedom to talk about anything me and you want to talk about, a lot of our men and women are in harm's way at this very moment.
Yes, sir.
And we pray for their protection every day. Well, first of all, thank you for what you do for our community and this American Legion, and thank you more than that for your service to our country.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, brother. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
I'm Marcus Clements with Clements & King Insurance. We offer dental, life, health, and vision insurance for seniors. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Mutual of Omaha, Humana, United Healthcare, and other carriers have insurance designed especially for seniors. Are you confused trying to navigate the internet for your insurance questions? Call Clements & King Insurance. We take all the confusion out of your insurance questions. We have a friendly staff ready to assist you. Call today for an appointment.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the Padgett Webb American Legion in Dublin, Georgia. I have my dear friend with me, Angela Daniels. You've seen her here, quite a few times on TV 35, and just recently, matter of fact, a lot of you are watching her as we speak on certain programs. We were out at the Media Engagement Day.
Yes.
Here a few weeks ago. It's been running, and what a great administrator we have in Mary Alice Mora. She is doing a wonderful job, isn't she?
She is. We have a long ways to go, but I'm going to tell you, there is so much improvement, and that goes to the leadership.
Yeah.
When leadership listens, things get done.
That's right. Nobody's perfect. We'll never be perfect in this life, but she works every day. She's very accessible, and she has a love for those veterans.
Yes, she does. And her being a veteran herself, not just a paper pusher, is someone that's in management over the years, that helps. So that is that cannot be taught in a classroom. Unless you do that yourself, there's no comparison.
Well, somebody that does a good job on education, the American Legion, is this person sitting right here. No matter where I go, where I see you, I always hear them two words: American Legion, American Legion. You know about the American Legion, you know, so you spot people. You just have a radar for people being in the military. Is that it?
Well, that's what they say. That's what they say. My son says I eat, breathe, live the American Legion. He says I can't do anything without doing that. Well, it's because I take pride in it, and this is a family that I believe in, because there is so much we have to offer our community, and there is so much that I get from this, the people that I meet, the things that I learn, the pride that you take within yourself when you learn the things about, you know, the folding of the flag, the American Indian programs, things that we do in the community. And when we help a veteran, when a veteran comes in out of the military and they don't know how to get started to get their benefits, that's a program we do. We can't help you get your benefits. We can help you get started. We can point you in the right directions. We can tell you, we can guide you and get you the right paperwork in. We have what they call service officers here that will help a veteran get what they need and get in the right direction. Now, we are not the VA. We are volunteers. Everything we do is volunteer-wise. So if someone's taking 2 or 3 hours out of their time a week to help a veteran and their family, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yep, absolutely.
The programs that we do, we go out into the community. We go into the schools and we teach the folding of the flag, what it means. We have a gentleman that comes from Macon, and he dresses up as Thomas Jefferson and does the breakdown of the Star Spangled Banner. And we now, thanks to Miss Rhonda King, from the president of the auxiliary, we have a Betsy Ross costume now, and we are fixing to implement Betsy Ross.
Oh, wow.
So we are doing so many different things, and we even have a breakdown where we're doing the Liberty Bell. So we are teaching these kids different things. Now, we have certain programs that we do, like the ROTC, we do help do with the awards, and talk to them and have them implemented in a lot of our programs that we do. We are still trying to get into some schools that we are not into yet, so we're still working on that. We volunteer at the VA all the time on different programs. It's not just we're there for one specific thing, which you've seen. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm a VSO there, and I'm at I have a specific duty there to where if there's any issues, I can bring them up where it's being listened to, not just.
That's right. They do listen to you.
Oh yeah, they do, honey. With
You won't give it up, will you?
with my voice, and they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
That's right.
Squeak on.
That's right.
We have a Halloween program that we implemented this year. Adam Stewart did a wonderful job. He is our sergeant at arms. He did a wonderful job. The zombie truck that you see around, he did real good this year. We have Boy State Oratorical. We have stand downs. We haven't had one here, but we were talking about having one here soon. A stand down is where we have all these different community people come in and they volunteer their time. We have lawyers, we have dentists, things like that, to come in and help a homeless veteran or homeless with their if they need a tooth pulled, or if they need vision, you know, anything that we can, food, clothing, just different things. Even attorneys come and spend their time and help them with whatever they need. So there's so many different implements to that, and it depends on how much community involvement you get, on how big it can be. So we do have that program. We do have a small, tiny food pantry here that we have given out some food products here. It's not a big thing that we have here, but we do have that program. It's more of the Sons of the American Legion that has that program. We had the camo run every year, which this year was our first year, but now we've got it on the docket so we can do it every year.
Get bigger every year.
Yes, so that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see how it grows. Now, you were at our flag retirement ceremony last year. You've seen it grew. It grew so much in the last 4 years, and it's just been wonderful. And the schools come out with the bands, and the recruiters bring their recruits. It's wonderful to have that many different programs or different groups that come in and mingle. If not, they wouldn't mingle together any other way. The flag etiquette, just like I said, the flag retirement ceremony, we have so many different things that we can do with that. Again, that goes with the Betsy Ross. And then we have bike rides. Our commander touched on the riders. We have poker runs. We have things like that, or just commander rides. We escorted the wall in last year. We were at the wall. We did a lot of volunteering for that. So you see us out. People just don't know what we do. We do help not only the veterans, we do try to help the families too. This is a family organization. I myself am a veteran, but I'm also with the auxiliary, but so is my daughter. My son is with the Sons, my father, my brother, and my uncle. So there's, so it is something that everyone can, there is something for everyone. And we also have volunteers, even if you're not attached to the veterans or to the military in some way, we do have a voluntary program to where you can come and volunteer at a time. We could always use volunteers.
That's right.
On the background here, you see a different programs that we have. So it just depends on what you need. And we are expanding every year.
So what's the most fun about what you do?
Oh, I get to run my mouth.
You see, she does that well, don't you? I've not even said a word. So, no. But I'm glad. I love somebody with passion about what they do, and it's hard not to be passionate about veterans.
It is very hard because I look at it this way. I'm still serving my country in a different way. And I feel like even if I can't do something, because I can't do it every day, I can't do it all day every day, but I can pick up the phone and make a phone call to a veteran that's lonely. You don't know how much that means to a veteran. When you go to the VA for a doctor's appointment and you see a veteran sitting there in a wheelchair that you know lives there, speak to them. They really appreciate that.
That's right.
Your time is valuable. That's the most valuable thing that you have. So yes, I'm very passionate about it. I feel like the better care I help these veterans get, the better care I'm going to have when I need it.
That's right.
So it's not all about me. It's all about the veterans. It's all about the community. It's all about family and our future. The biggest thing is our future. These children need to know what our legacy is going to be, what their legacy is going to be. We need to teach them now, because if we don't, there's not going to be anything left to work with.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you for what you do, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take another break, and we're going to bring, I think, said Betsy Ross, huh? We
Yeah.
got Betsy Ross hanging around somewhere?
Well, not today, but I tell
We
you
got
what,
the
the
person
next.
responsible for it, so.
Well, yes, well, let me tell you, if, I will let you know when we have our Betsy Ross program,
Okay.
and you can more than welcome come see
Okay,
us.
and Thomas Jefferson. We're
Okay?
gonna take a break, we'll be right back.
I established this practice starting with a small office, but then we expanded. I brought in state-of-the-art facility to serve the patients around here. We have top-of-the-line equipment of treatment and chemotherapy delivery. Chemotherapy is a very delicate business. We have to keep the temperature of different chemotherapy drugs at different levels, and that basically keeps the drug in perfect shape. We have to have chemotherapy nurses who are chemotherapy certified and trained properly in giving chemotherapy. So I have chemotherapy certified nurses who are providing this treatment to all these patients. Our facility is equipped with the best possible equipment.
Don't settle for anything less than the very best when it comes to your health. The Cancer Center, here in Lawrence County, is Dublin Hematology and Oncology Care.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me, not Betsy Ross, but I told you the person responsible for it, a hard-working person, Rhonda King. You're the president of the auxiliary, and you may be the president of the auxiliary, but it sounds like you wear a lot of hats.
I do. I was also appointed the Veterans Administrative and Rehabilitation Representative for the state of Georgia to the Carl Vinson Hospital here, which encompasses a few programs that I'm in charge of. One of which is I have done monthly birthday parties to specific wards. We also have worked with the arts program and given them supplies so the artistic people that are over there can express themselves and learn how to treat themselves through rehabilitation programs through the arts. Our biggest program right now is we're getting ready for our Christmas store. And what that does is I go out with the help of some other ladies. We do a day out shopping and we buy all these presents. We take them to the VA. We lay them out in a big store atmosphere with aisles, and the veterans are able to go out and shop for free for their spouse, for their daughter, son, child, grandchildren, significant other, caregiver, a token gift for Christmas. And I'll just tell you one thing, that the tears of joy that they are unable to go out and buy their own Christmas presents, they are just, it just warms your heart, you know.
What a wonderful idea, whoever thought of that, because they can't, some of them can go somewhere, but most of them are.
When they're restricted to the hospital.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's hard to go do things like that, and everybody wants to get that special someone that's helped them throughout the year, family member, caregiver, whatever. But what got you in the auxiliary?
My husband has been a member of the American Legion for years, and we recently moved, well, we've been here for 6 years, moved to Dublin, and I was looking for an outlet for some of my energy. And fortunately, I found the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary, and it has become a second life. And I love the family atmosphere with my children being far away. We're from New York. We have found a family atmosphere. I have adopted a couple of grandchildren and got a couple of sisters and brothers, you know. So it's really a great organization to belong to.
Yes, it is. There's no doubt about that. So tell me, what is the auxiliary and who can be a part of it?
The American Legion Auxiliary are the women, the wives, daughters, sisters of the veterans that have served during wartime. If the veteran has passed away, they don't have to belong to the Legion, but if the veteran is alive, they do have to be a member of the American Legion. So it just kind of brings that family tightness back together.
So what's some of the, I know y'all do so much, you heard Angela and I talking, you were behind the camera, but what's some of the favorite things throughout the year? I could tell that with the smile on your face, that store has got to be one of the highlights. Tell me about some of them.
The store is my favorite. However, we do a lot of other programs that coincide with the American Legion but are specific to the auxiliary. We do have Girls State. Last year we sent our first girl to Girls State. This is where they go to learn about how our government is run. They elect their own officials, local, all the way up to congressmen and senators. They have a chance to elect representatives to go to national. And that's a wonderful program. Last year, we also had our first essay winner, and they tied for first place for state. So that was quite an honor for us, for our first essay winner to do. We also go over to the VA and volunteer different hours. And one thing I'd like to mention that hasn't been touched on is every time an American Legion member volunteers 1 hour, they save the government $22.50. Now, if we have saved 1,000 hours of volunteering, that's quite a bit of money we have saved the government. That is giving us that much power to go to Congress and try and get programs to benefit the veterans. That is one of the ways that we do that.
And talking about our young people, we were all talking off camera a little while ago. It seems like they don't understand, like we did growing up, why we enjoy the freedoms that you and I enjoy sitting here right now. And the question is, when you work with these kids, y'all go to the schools, what kind of response do you get?
Well, I play a unique character. I play Moena Michaels, who is the patron of poppies. The auxiliary is noted for their poppy programs. And they have a really neat response to her. They enjoy her story. She is a Georgia native, and she did help the veterans, especially the handicapped veterans. And the children don't realize, because they're not introduced to a lot of military accessibility, they don't realize what it takes to be a patriotic individual, I don't think. You know?
Okay, well, I appreciate you joining us today.
You're welcome.
A lot of things going on at the American Legion, aren't there?
A lot of things, and we're getting into the busy time. Like I said, the Christmas store is coming up, and yeah, we're getting busy, and we enjoy it all.
And if we got a phone number or something, if somebody's listening and would like to volunteer or be a part of the store, contribute stuff like that, do they need to call the American Legion here?
They can call the American Legion, or they can call my own phone number.
Okay.
And my cell phone number is 478-595-7388. And if you'd like to donate, even your time, we are willing to accept any and all. Our Christmas store is going to be December 4th and 5th, and it's just a great part to be.
Yep.
Great program to be a part of.
Warm your heart.
It does.
Yeah. Okay, Rhonda, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and thank you for joining us.